In this video, we're going to talk about how to successfully plant grass seed in a dirt patch area in your lawn, much like what I'm standing on here. All right, so there's a few things that you want to keep in mind when you're planting grass seeds so you have the best success possible. The first thing is you want a good seed bed. That means good quality soil that is well cultivated and not compacted. The second thing is a good quality grass seed, one that is best for your area that you live in and doesn't have a bunch of weeds in it. The third thing is a good starter fertilizer to help that seed get germinated and establish roots. The fourth thing is a good covering that protects the seed and it holds in moisture during that germination period. And then the fifth thing is you want to make sure that you're watering on a regular basis after you've planted that seed to help it stay damp so that way it can germinate within that 7 to 10 day time period. Okay, so we'll first talk about the dirt. If you already have a patch of dirt, an area in your lawn that you need to plant grass seed, and that dirt is good quality, then you don't have to bring in any extra topsoil. If that area is really hard compacted and the soil is just not in good shape, then you can bring in some bags of topsoil that you can buy at Menards or the local home store, whatever you want to use, and you can put that down. And you want to use a tool, something like this. A garden weasel is great for cultivating the soil and getting that seed bed prepped so that your seeds can establish roots. And you're just going to work up that soil so that way the seed has something that it can establish itself down into. The second thing that we talked about is a good quality grass seed, and this part is really important. You want to find a good grass seed that's best for your area. Here in Des Moines, Iowa, we use turf type tall fescue, Kentucky bluegrass, perennial ryegrass. Those are all great options. This is a bag that has kind of a mix of both, and you want to make sure you get a certified seed that doesn't have many weeds in it. That's going to give you the best quality grass when you plant it. You can find it in large 50-pound bags. You can find it in smaller bags. You don't have to get this brand. You can get any brand you'd like, but just make sure it's a good high quality seed for your area. Now, if you're just planting your grass seed in a relatively small area, kind of like this spot that I'm in right now, you can easily get away with using something like this, just a hand spreader. If you're going to be spreading your grass seed in a large area, you may want to look at getting a push spreader that you can spread that grass seed at a given rate very evenly across that whole area. The third thing you want to think about after putting your grass seed down is using a good starter fertilizer. A starter fertilizer is going to help your grass seed establish roots a lot more easily and give it those nutrients right away as it's trying to germinate and grow. In a starter fertilizer, you want that middle number, which stands for phosphorus, to be your higher number because that is what helps grass seed establish its roots into the ground. And you can use that same hand spreader that you have that you used on the grass seed and put your starter fertilizer in that and give it a nice even coverage of that starter fertilizer over the seed with that same tool. Or you can use your push spreader and set it at the given rate so you spread that very evenly at the proper rate across a larger area as well. Now, that fourth step that we talked about is covering your grass seed after you've planted it. Something like straw is a great option to use. These often come in these really large rolls, so if you're planting grass seed in a large area, this is a really good affordable option. But if you're planting grass seed in a real small spot like this, you may want to consider using something like a peat moss. Peat moss is a natural kind of compost material that you can sprinkle over the seed. It'll help hold in that moisture and protect it while that is trying to grow. And then over time, it'll break down and work itself right into the soil. Okay, so we're on to the final step. You've got your grass seed planted, fertilizer down. We've now put a covering down over this grass seed to protect it. And the last thing you want to do as a homeowner is very, very vital. You want to make sure that you get out there and water that grass seed each and every day. You want it to stay damp for about 7 to 10 days. That is the average germination time of most grass seeds. So keep it damp throughout that period. It'll start to grow as it grows. When it gets to about 1 to 2 inches, if you have a covering like a straw mat, you can pull it off. If not, let that compost or whatever you did cover it with break down into the soil. Keep that grass watered for the first couple weeks of its life. Wait until it's nice and tall, 3 to 4 inches, trim off the top. And then that second go around, about a week later, you can begin to mow that grass at its normal height, just like you would the rest of your lawn. So those are all the steps for successfully planting grass seed in your lawn. If you ever need any assistance or have any questions, please always feel free to reach out to us.